Hi. It's been a while. Oh, and also Bulkhead. Bulkhead as a character was first introduced in Transformers Animated, where he was a goofy painter on Optimus' squad, voiced by Patrick Star. Later in Prime, they turned him into an edgy wrecker. God knows why. A couple years later, they decided to revamp him, make him a brand new toy for Legacy, where they G1ified him so he can fit right in your War for Cybertron collection. And how'd that turn out? Pretty good. So we're gonna start off with this vehicle mode because I said so. As opposed to a armored SUV or a bar of soap with wheels, he transforms into a Raba H-18 military truck. And may I say, they got hella close with this. Literally, the cab is almost identical, maybe if not a little too wide. My only gripe with the vehicle is that it is a little too short, but hey, I can relate. For a $30 toy, I don't really know what I expected. It could have been worse. It could have been Legacy Blitzwing, but in all honesty, I think Bulkhead has one of the best vehicle modes in the entirety of Legacy. I mean, of course, figures like Wild Rider beat him out, but he's really cool. There's a lot of nice detailing, like here's a door hinge and a side tank, and I do very much love spare tires on the back of the cab. I honestly thought that was just faux parts. I was wrong. And here's the back. You have a nice little tarp here to cover the inside. You can open his feet and reveal nothing. Another wacky feature about Legacy Bulkhead is the fact that you can actually remove his tarp. But why would you do that? It doesn't really look the best. But what is really cool is that there's weapon storage in here. You can plug in his wrecking ball and his minigun. There's like 6 ports and holes. Isn't that lovely? The tarp also becomes a shield, and we'll get to that. Overall, I do enjoy the military truck aesthetic that they chose to go with this guy. It's very animated, and I'm personally a very big animated fan. However, I have not watched the show. Don't at me. I think it's a lot cooler than the armored SUV he was in Prime, but to be fair, I don't really like anything from Prime besides Soundwave. But overall, I think it's very awesome. It's very awesome and epic. So as for some size comparisons, here he is next to Earthrise Prowl, Netflix B, Earthrise Ratchet, and here he is next to Netflix Prime. He's around 146 scale, but he's a little short. Overall, very awesome, and let's just transform it. So the first thing you're gonna want to do for transformation is you're gonna want to untab the tarp, fold the toes down, and then I like to fold up the cab, fold the arms out, then you untab this whole waist section, untab the side tank so you can straighten out the legs, then you fold down this black piece, just plug it in there. Then for these side tanks, split the legs, open this panel, and I love that these are on ball joints. That's awesome. Fold the side tank into the leg, same on the other side. It's such a nice way to clean up vehicle parts. Very smart, in my opinion. Fold down this black piece on top, just push it in, fold up the head. Then you're going to want to close up the spare tires, flip this whole piece up, and then you can split the arms, tab them into the side of the cab to form the torso. Then you can plug it all in, straighten out this, and boom, you got Bulkhead in robot mode. Overall, I honestly couldn't be more happy with this Bulkhead. It gives off, to me personally, the vibe of animated Bulkhead, which is, if you couldn't tell, my preferred Bulkhead. Now, you could argue that the head is Prime inspired, and to that, I say kill yourself. The transformation was top-notch. It was very fun, very intuitive. It was very involved. It was a lot more involved than I thought it would be. I thought it would be quite similar to Kingdom Inferno and Earthrise Grapple. It wasn't. Overall, the bot mode is pretty awesome. It feels like Bulkhead, if that makes sense. It's solid for the most part. I don't enjoy this chest, though. That was the only part of the transformation that kind of scared me, because all of this is transparent plastic, and transparent plastic does not have the best track record. I'm looking at a lot of Earthrise, because Earthrise was low-key dog water, don't at me. But overall, very cool robot mode. You can use his accessories to accessorize him. You can plug the Gatling gun into his hand, where it looks kind of sad, not gonna lie. You can plug it in on his forearm, but my preferred method is to plug it right into this little port at the shoulder, and he has a nice little shoulder gun. Isn't that lovely? You also get his wrecking ball that you can just plug into his hand. Very smart design, very cool looking as well. Such a Bulkhead-y weapon, if that makes sense. His proportions, I think, are very nice. I do think that his waist is a little too thin compared to his chonky upper torso, though. I think that's a very wacky design, but it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. And just a lot of this, I like the liberties they took and not just making it a straight up prime or animated toy. As for articulation, he has a baldron at the head, which has a lot more range than usual. He can look up that far, look down that far, not that much side to side though. Rotate at the arm moves out, bicep swivel, and this elbow bend is a little too tight, not gonna lie to you. Wrist swivel, you got a waist swivel. He can kick, move back that far. There's a nice spread. He has a thigh swivel, deep bend at the knee. That's over 90, very nice. And up, down, and an ankle pivot. Even a toe bend if you want to count. Very articulated, especially for Bulkhead. Considering how blocky his design is, it's very nice that he has all that articulation to make up for it. As for size comparisons, here he is next to Siege Ratchet, Netflix B, and here he is next to Netflix Prime. Look very, very nice together. I do prefer Siege over this guy now, though. Overall, I'd say Bulkhead is a solid S-tier figure. He's solid in both modes, has a fantastic robot mode and an amazing vehicle mode. I'd highly recommend this figure if you are looking for a Bulkhead for your Generations collection, because there's not really another option. Thank you for watching. Get this guy if you're looking for a Bulkhead, and I'll see you in 3 years.